Good evening, Facebook. Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Let's see if we can get some people to jump in on the live feed. Let's see if we get the notifications going for everybody. Good evening to everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see, how's everybody doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody joining in, everybody jumping in. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News correspondent for Real America's Voice News and also the Wendy Bell Radio Network. We are back on now. A lot of people on Facebook have been asking, sending beautiful messages, and also kind and preoccupying messages of the recent attack that we encountered in our journeys into Guatemala. We had a really bad incident over there, a armed attack that we suffered in Guatemala, but we have come back. For people that they don't know what happened, I have been in several platforms explaining what happened, and that particular event, of that assault, it was big in Guatemala. It went viral in Guatemala and also in our country of Mexico. So thank you so much for all of your support. We are okay. In terms to, physical, we are okay. We didn't get harmed. We got a few bumps here and there. In terms to, the event when it happened, we have, got a little bit hurt, but we are all right. And practically we are here talking to you guys now. Thanks to God that we are good. In the matters of emotional, it's kind of difficult to surpass this situation as we are trying to little by little, basically overcome this emotional distress that this has caused to our lives and to our family, and also to our moderators, producers, and friends in that particular, just past the church at that particular moment. So we're jumping back on the bandwagon thanks to our network also that has been supporting us and wants us to go jump back on the bandwagon to continue to work, continue to give you guys the reality of the truth of the news, as we have always have, and we always going to continue. So thank you so much for joining in on Facebook. God bless you. Share this video. Let's start, people. What is going on? And a lot has been going on since I went away. It's been a little bit of 10 days that I have gone away. I have also been on the platform of my partner, Real Anthony Agüero. You can go and see that video is on YouTube, where we explain exactly what happened on that, horrific day that we got, assaulted at gunpoint in Guatemala. But also, I have been in several platforms live for people that they don't know. I have been with Miss Dr. Gina. Also, I have been with Mr. Steve Bannon, also in the War Room. We have been in several places. Today, I did an interview with Chingo Bling. Go and follow him at Instagram. Go and follow him at Facebook. Follow him at YouTube, at his YouTube channel. Follow him everywhere. Chingo Bling, go and follow him. And tomorrow I will be live with Miss Wendy Bell at the Wendy Bell Radio Network, as I am a contributor and a correspondent for her. And we are going to be live tomorrow talking about all the events that have been happening at our borders. Security factor is the number one thing. So let me jump in to talk about the recent events of how I saw things this last time. This last trip, as you guys know, I've been multiple times down to the south border. I can say 11 times I've been in Tapachula. I well know that I know well the city. But also I have been into Guatemala several times. I can say possibly 5 to 6 times. This deep into Guatemala is the first time that I have been in, and it didn't go that well. You know, as you guys know what happened. It's really an insecure, in the capital, it's extremely insecure. But what did I see this last time was a variety of nationalities that they are in our borders in Mexico. There was a huge variety now of population that a lot of the people think that the majority of the population it is people from Central America and so and so and so. The only it is not the triangle only of Central America now. I interviewed and I have videos. Before I went to Guatemala, I stayed a couple of days in Tapachula, and I can tell you that I interviewed people from Iran, from Yemen, from Pakistan, and from Palestine. And it is unbelievable the enormous, you know, variety of nationalities that you are going to see in the south border. And now with the Ukrainian situation, you're going to see a lot of people also from parts of Ukraine migrating also to all parts of the world, not only into Western Europe, also ultimately into the West Hemisphere, that is the continent of America. The most important thing that it's just for everybody to see, it is how insecure these countries are and what are we exposed to in terms to, you know, knowing what it comes into the borders and knowing what is getting accepted. The way that I look at it is this way, and as we are going to be traveling soon again, for people that they don't know, we are going to be traveling soon again, so be on the lookout and be watching our live feeds, as we are going to be continuously live also to bring you the reality and the truth about what is actually happening on our borders. But let me just tell you something. The way that I look at it, in terms to the other country that is my neighbor, that is the United States of America. The other day, the current administration and the current leader of the United States of America, the 46th president, used a term that is extremely, you know, a red flag for every single one of you. And this is practically him not even hiding anymore of the actual situation of the United States. This is what he said. And he said this in terms to Russia. And he quoted, and he said, "We are going to limit Russia into not be part of the new global economy." Hear that out. He said, "We are going to limit Russia and to not be part of the new global economy." What does that tell you? It tells you particularly two things. One, every country that is in the United Nations, that is with the World Health Organization, that is with global organizations, they are part of global compacts. These global compacts are a unification of ideas, of laws, and ultimately is a unification of a one ideology. When it comes to the Global Compact of Migration, it is 154 countries lined up in the same ideology of open borders and accepting migrants from all across the world without, you know, the regulation and ultimately without the process that is being due to every law and immigration in every country. It's changing immigration law to every country. Get to know that I will remind you this just to drop it off at your little fountain over there. Barack Obama signed the Global Compact of Migration in the last days of 2014 with 2015, and the next administration, that it was the 45th president, got out of it. Now, if Joe Biden, if the 46th president of the United States of America is using this continuous terminology of global economy, it tells you that the United States, little by little, it is turning into a globalist country. And sadly, the United States is bending the knee to every global organization. That is a humongous problem for the United States. And it is going to continue. Why? Because meanwhile, the Biden administration, it is right now commanding and leading the floor and to say, we are going to be part of this new global economy. Remember what I told you. The global economy comes with the Paris deal, the global compact of migration, the global compact of education. You will see all of this. You will see all of these global compacts that they are part of the new global economy, the new economical forum that is part of the United States of. It looks like, and it feels like, possibly Joe Biden snuck in the global compact of migration like Barack Obama did without telling the American citizen population. It is exactly how the Biden administration right now with Alejandro Mayorkas and the chief commander of, that is Alejandro Mayorkas, the chief commander of the Department of Homeland Security, are not saying that no migrant that is entering from an irregular port of entry into the United States of America, they're only giving them a parole. They're not processing them into a processing center. They are being released on a parole. All of this, they are huge signs and huge red flags that possibly the Biden administration has snuck in the global compact of migration into the United States of America. It is not a confirmation, possible speculation, and it is not alarming like these leftists say, creating hysteria. Don't be, with your pandering and your stupid ideologies. No, it is speaking facts and is speaking the truth. If we are seeing this open border and it is continuous and nobody's doing anything about it, why they're not doing anything about it? Why Antonio Guterres, that is the Secretary of the United Nations, has not said one thing about how the United States of America, it is managing their borders and it is managing ultimately the security of their sovereign nation, and how they are not managing correctly the admittance of refugees and asylum seekers into the United States of America. Why the United Nations, it is continuously talking to third world class countries in the triangle of Central America, where they are emphatically, continuously saying this is the way that you should do it. This is the way that you should process. But when you're talking about the United States of America, the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, George Soros, and all these people do not say a word. They do not say a thing. They do not say nothing about Justin Trudeau. They do not say nothing about the leader of the United States of America. They do not even signalize how their processes are being done. This Joe Biden, as exactly as the Vatican, the Pope Francis has been using globalist words continuously. We are, as the Vatican is the one that is pushing the global compact of migration, they use the word global. They use the word, we are creating a global village for everybody to live equally. These terminologies of the language, they are so important for you to put attention to. And they're so important for you to ultimately listen every time that they're using the word global, global, global. It's for you to familiarize with this terminology. These dictators and these people, they use consistently that language. It is called adjustment. This adjustment, it is being done by several dictators. One, Nicolás Maduro. The other one, Vladimir Putin. The other one, the dictator from North Korea. The other one, the dictator the dictator from Nicaragua. The other one that it was used to be Juan Orlando Hernandez, the dictator from Honduras. And now you will see it a lot on the president of Mexico, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. You will see him a lot using words continuously. Hugs, no bullets. Those statistics are wrong. It is the fault of the past president. It is the fault of the past administration. It is because of racial division. It is because of the neoliberalism. It is because of capitalism. It is because of conservatism. These languages and these words are key defense words for their dictionary. And now they are implementing that in the new language of the new generations of the United States of America. Remember what I said the other day, and I said it on Instagram. One guy that it was a businessman in Tapachula, he approached me and he said, hey, I know what happened to you. And he was talking to me about the incident that I had in Guatemala. And after that, he said, Blue, you know who is maintaining and sustaining this country of Mexico, right? And I said, no, I do not. Can you please elaborate? Him as a important businessman, he immediately said, the only ones that we are supporting this country and maintaining this country, it is the generations between 30, 40, 50, and closely 60. Retirement in Mexico, it is between 60 and 65. So he says, the generations that are sustaining this country are the ones between 30, 40, 50, and early 60s. You can understand by this that ultimately the United States of America, right now, the generations that are sustaining the country of the United States of America are the generations between 30, 40, 50, and almost early 60s. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because indoctrination, it is coming. And indoctrination, it is coming through the new generations. These new generations that they are in their 19s, 18, 19, and now 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. They believe on racial division. They believe on oppression. They believe that the flag, it's a horrible symbol. They believe on communism. They believe on Marxism. They believe on these radical organizations like Black Lives Matter, Antifa. They believe that, if United States says we are a sovereign nation, we are a nation of law and order, you're racist. But if Ukraine says we are a nation of law and order, we are a nation of sovereign nation, let's help Ukraine. This is the next generation that is going to sustain the United States of America. The strong, the root right now, and the one that is maintaining alive countries like the United States of America and countries like my own, Mexico, are generations between 30, between 40, between 50. And that is the root of these elitists that they are trying to eliminate. They are trying to eliminate the ages between 30, between 40, and between 50. This is why they're continuously attacking with mandates. This is why they're continuously attacking with their obligated indoctrination. This is why we are signalized as horrible human beings. This is why they are critically attacking our jobs. They are critically attacking us with inflation. They are forcing us, and they are forcing extremely to adapt to this new system. It is obvious. It is more than obvious that the ones that they are sustaining the country, it is these three generations, 30, 40, and 50. Early 60s also, but a lot of them, they are retirement. A lot of them, they still work. But the majority of the generations that are sustaining a country, it is these generations. And for these elitists and for these globalists, this is the generations that they need. I don't want to use the word eliminate, but just relocate, removed, forced to be indoctrinated, forced to understand that this is the new way of life. Get out. Let us get in the new way of life. So what am I saying with this? The reason that I'm saying that is that these terminologies that are using leaders like the United States of America, that they're supposed to be the greatest leaders of the world, the leaders of the free world, the leaders of the new capitalism, the leaders of jobs, the leaders of this, the leaders of economy, the leaders of exporting and importing, the leaders of just manufacturing, the leaders of everything. They're using now, the leader of the United States of America is using the word global, consistently, global, global, global. Remember that Barack Obama used to use the word global a lot. It is a huge problem for every single one of us. It is a huge problem for every single one of us. This is why it is so important that we keep educating our children on what is happening. Do you think, let me just put a hypothetical example. Hypothetical example. These new generations, sorry, the phone overheated. So I had to basically, these iPhones, man, they overheat and they overheated, you know, immediately. So I wanted to say this. We're back on. I wanted to say this. This is the new situation which it is occurring to the United States of America. This is the number one problem right now. The number one problem, and I was saying, let me just give you guys a hypothetical example. The hypothetical example is this. What do you think? These new generations that they're growing right now in the United States of America, how they are being indoctrinated and what they are telling them. It is absolutely, you know, a new way of education. What do you think, that they don't know what is going on in the borders? What do you think, that they don't know what is going on in Russia and Ukraine? Look how contaminated our children are right now. Look how our generations are right now. Our generations are highly contaminated right now. And it is sad to see this. It is sad to see how contaminated our generations are. Number one, a lot of them, they do not know, you know, freedom. They believe that this is the new way of life. They believe that a pandemic, it is the new way. They believe that these restrictions and these, you know, and these mandates that are occurring, it is the new way of life. And it's exactly what a communist country, the system in a communist country, how they work. I will tell you an example. In Venezuela, this is the way that they live. Venezuela does not know these new generations that they're coming after 1996. That new generation only knows a communist system. They only know that it's good to receive a bag of rice with a bag of beans every month. That it's good to receive your hygiene on a bag and see like, oh, I got my bag, I got my bonus. That it's good to receive a monthly salary or a monthly wage as $3 or $5 a month. For them, they think that that is good. They think that that is okay. Why? Because they just got adapted to that system. This is what they want for our new generations. They want us to adapt to what is the new agenda. And our children and grandchildren will be forced to be adapt. This is why I have been saying that this generation between 30, 40, and 50, it is extremely important that they relocate those generations. I don't want to use the word eliminate, but relocate those generations, because those are the generations that are sustaining still the word freedom, the word capitalism, the word that we can stand for our own freedom of speech, freedom to speak, freedom of right, freedom to fight. Those are the generations that they are defending still the countries, and they're defending still that you are eligible and you are free to decide whatever you want to do. Those generations are the ones that, for these elitists, these globalists, they're giving them a lot of problems. Take away those generations, people. Take away the generations from 30, 40, and 50. What kind of world would you have right now? Hypothetical example. I'm just going to leave it for you to analyze that right now. Take away the generations between 30, 40, and 50. Release those generations. take away and put them on a little box just for a couple of months, what kind of world will you have? Then when you want to come back to that little world that you know about freedom, that you know about freedom of speech, that you know about freedom of decision, that you know about your rights as a constitutionalist, that you know about law and order, that you know about, how to be, a hardworking citizen, that you know about family values, that you know about God, that you know about this, that you know about that. When you come back out of the box, everything will be automatically controlled by a new way of life. This is why it is so important that we understand their terminologies and we understand what they are saying. As also the president of Mexico has used multiple times the word globalism. He has used multiple times the Masonic language that is fraternal message. He has used it more and consistently. Linguistics and their signals, it will be one of the ways that we are going to recognize these people or what they are trying to do to our world now. Just put yourself in that perspective and understand that the generations that they're sustaining right now, the world, it is those generations. And if we take away those generations and we let them indoctrinate the new world era, the new way of life, the new way that they are trying to make our children adapt into this new world ideology, those days that you believed in freedom, those days that you believe on going to school without wearing a mask, without doing this, without doing that, they will never come back again. You know that a lot of parents right now, their children are going back to schools. A lot of parents are like, no, I don't want to put my child again in school. So they became comfortable. They're complicit also of this because you became comfortable with a system. This system is for you to depend on the government. It's for you to be scared, for you to be afraid, for you to say, no, don't want that freedom anymore. I'm comfortable the way that I am in my home. I'm comfortable the way that I am, staying in my house, educating my child through a computer, through a laptop, through an application. Why should I go to a school? So you become comfortable. That is what they want. Be careful with these new languages. And also the current president of the United States is saying that he wants to send the customs and border agents to Ukraine. Whoever wants to sign up and go and defend the borders of Ukraine. Do you know what problems do you have on your own country with your own borders? You don't have no problems? I can tell you a lot that we have in Mexico, and that is the border that connects to your border. Do you know, 46th President of the United States of America, that the organized crime and the cartel has been shooting at your agents now for the past 2 months? Do you know that you have received in the fiscal year of between 2021 and 2022, from October of 2021 till now, more than 38,000 unaccompanied minors? Do you know about the consistent abuse of migrants in the borders? How they are being abused? Do you know about the consistent crossing illegal of fentanyl into your country? And you're putting a petition to say to border agents if they want to go voluntarily to Ukraine? A lot of people have asked me, what is my opinion? Today I got asked that question. What is my opinion of what is going on in Ukraine and Russia? Now, all of a sudden, a lot of Republicans, and I'm not signalizing several Republicans, but I'm saying several Republicans are supporting Vladimir Putin. Why? Because Joe Biden is supporting Ukraine, so you're going to support a dictator? What happened? I thought that you were against communism. What happened? Now Vladimir Putin is friend of the United States of America? Do you remember how many times Russia has threatened the United States of America? I thought that we were for Constitution. Do you know how he is a communist dictator? people and he changed the Constitution to still be president until 2036? My opinion is this: the United States of America has their own problems of their own. Do not get involved. Do not get involved. You have a lot of problems at your borders. You have an inflation problem. You have problems with a racial war and a racial division in your country. Activity in some of your cities and states. You got a lot of problems with homeless. You have a humongous problem in your own Congress. Infiltrated people. You have a lot of problems on your own. You're trying to sustain yourself right now and survive yourself right now. Why are you trying to get involved in another country's problems? Do not get involved. It has to do a lot with the OPEP. It has to do a lot with the NATO. It has to do a lot with that. I understand that. I understand all the other factors. Believe me, I do. I do understand the other factors that they're involved in this. Completely, I do. Completely. But do not get involved. Do not. The guy already said, Vladimir Putin, he already said this. He already said, if other countries are trying to get involved, you are going to suffer the consequences like historically you have never suffered the consequences. Why are you trying to get involved? If you have a huge problem right now in your country, trying to fix your country, trying to fix your borders, trying to fix everything that is happening to your country, why you're going over there? Now all of a sudden Vladimir Putin is friend of all. Now all of a sudden, do you remember who's Russia's allies are? Iran, Yemen, China, North Korea. But now all of a sudden he's good? No. What is going on, and a lot of people are justifying themselves and saying all these conspiracies that oh my God, it just turns my stomach. Every time that I hear all of this kind of stuff, it turns my stomach. Oh, Vladimir Putin is cleaning up the cabal. Oh, Vladimir Putin is cleaning up their country. That's why I support right now, Vladimir. Holy cow. Holy cow. You have a lot of problems on your own. A lot of problems on your own. Worry about the problems that are occurring right now in your country, that your country is going through a communist and globalist attack. I have said this before, and I am going to say it again. The United States of America is going through a communist and globalist attack. And not only the United States of America, the continent of America, it is going through a communist and globalist, not an attack, but it's turning into communist and globalist continent. This is what it is. A lot of people believe on these Q conspiracies. You're free to believe, as whatever you want to believe. You're free to believe as whatever you want to believe. That's the beautiful thing about freedom of speech. That's the beautiful thing about freedom of thought. That's the beautiful thing about freedom of practice. That's the beautiful thing. I'm not criticizing if you believe that Vladimir Putin is going in there and cleaning the cabal. I hope that you believe that Vladimir Putin was threatening your country not too long ago. So what I believe is the United States should stand their ground, and ultimately they should worry about what it is going on in their country. That's what I say. Thank you so much for joining in. How's everybody doing? Not even talking about the Democrats, because the Democrats, it is just disgusting. You know, a lot of people, holy cow. Well, it's not even the political party of the Democrats. It is the leftist, communist, fascists that they live now. Is the leftist, communist, fascist. That is what their name is now. I am not even going to call them by the name of the political party, because some of those people in the political party, probably they walked away. But I will tell you this, they are leftist, communist, fascists. That is what they are now. And I believe strongly that these leftist, communists, fascists, they're the ones that they are first and foremost causing a lot of these problems. A lot of these problems. And a lot of the other side of the other political parties, they're confused. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of confusion. But, you know, we need to understand that everybody has their own humongous problems, man. Every country has a lot of humongous problems. Why are you trying to bring another problem into your country when you're going through a lot of these situations? Oh, it is because of the Clintons. We're trying to get that database and everything that they're doing. Wow. So the years before, no. Do not get that database. The years before, no. Right now is when we need to get that database, right? Right now. No, before, no. Before the past administration, and the past one, and the past one, and the past one. No. Right now. Reality check. It is stay your ground. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. It's nice to say hello to you guys. Nice to say hello to you guys from Mexico, from Tijuana, Mexico. It is nice to, you know, have a little conversation with you guys. And this is actually a quick comment. Claudia says, the corrupt media is showing old footage and images of a war. That is actually true. There's a lot of fake news that is going on right now in the mainstream media. Of not only of, I don't know who's manipulating it. I don't know if it is whoever is manipulating this information. It is doing a horrific job, because they are manipulating pictures, and they are, you know, they're doing a lot of false information, and that is what the leftist, communist, fascist, leftist, communist, fascists, they are about. That is what they are about. So this is a huge problem. Misinformation is a huge problem, and it was a huge problem in the elections of every country, in the elections of Mexico, and the elections of the United States, and the elections of whatever elections of whatever country. Misinformation is always key for the leftists or the evil to win. That is a key thing for them to have. Thank you so much. I will be back doing our shows as we were doing before, every day at 4 o'clock in the evening. Hopefully I will be back. I don't know when, but I will be back doing our shows at 4 o'clock in the evening. Also, for English public. Also, we will be traveling soon again. So for all you guys that have been supporting, thank you, and thank you. And also, we will be traveling soon to show you also, you know, the situation as it's getting exacerbated at every border. And ultimately, also, we will be continuing doing, you know, live invitations. So we were live today with Chingo Bling. It is a great, he's a great individual. He's a great person. His producer, Rob, he's a great guy. It was a great interview today, and I'm so appreciative of him inviting me into his platform. Also, tomorrow we will be live on Wendy Bell Radio Network. Be sure to be tuning in 11 Eastern AM, 11 o'clock Eastern AM. I will be live with the Wendy Bell Radio Network. That is West Coast time. It is 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock West Coast time. So 8 o'clock AM West Coast time. So it has been a pleasure to talk to you guys. Follow me at Facebook, follow me at YouTube, follow me at Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, follow me at Twitter as Oscar L. Blue, follow me at Instagram, Oscar L. Blue Media and Oscar L. Blue Team. Thank you, and thank you. We will be back soon for every single one of you. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Owedo, Real America's Voice News at realamericasvoicenews.com, Ben Berquan, Frontline America, Dr. Gina, Terrence and Miss Jessica Rivera, Steve Bannon, and all the people, Steve Gruber, all the people from Real America's Voice News. Stay safe, and like we always say, people, peace and love, because always your country's first. God bless.